Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Ben's Brick Designs. I'm Ben. Thanks for being here on a Thursday night. Welcome to almost all the way through the week. I got my cameras all messed up, so nothing really looking too different. Hi, Missy. How are you? I had got some bedhead going there. That's what happens when you don't have to go out anywhere. You look terrible. Cameras are a little different. I had a interview with Lego Masters earlier this week. Friend of the channel, Justin. If you can go to his Justin Brady Joyner. You can check out his Instagram. He's a member of our lug. Known him for a couple years. We hang out kind of outside of the lug and do other things, so I would consider him a friend. I would consider everybody in the lug a friend, but kind of like outside of the world of Lego. Screen's really wobbly, and I apologize for that. Hello, Scott. Hello, Greg. How are you? So he got approached to do... there's just no way to stabilize these monitors. The table just moves all over the place. So this is my second time applying for Lego Masters, and I will get to that in a second. So let's go ahead and start up on the... this is the build that we're doing. We're doing the Bird of Paradise botanical set. These nice shiny black boxes are obviously very photogenic on camera. So the reason I'm saying all this is because I did have to move some stuff around the table and camera so I could fit two people in here comfortably, and they make you sit here like this and do all this crazy stuff. So this is my second time applying for Lego Masters, and I told them so. Justin came to me and said, I know you've done this once before. They approached me, and I couldn't think of really anybody else that I wanted to do with except for his husband, and his husband's like, I'm not doing it. And I was like, your husband's a smart dude. I was like, let me think about it, because I really didn't want to, having gone through the process once already. And I was like, if they wanted, they'd ask, and they did. I got a couple Instagram messages, as everyone else probably does, who's either in a lug or has done anything online. So here's your instruction booklet. Not going to use that. Oh, I'm in the wrong. There we go. So one thing I didn't get done this weekend is fix my instruction shelf that broke. Hello, Scott. How are you? Hello, Johnny. Good to see you, everybody. Thanks for being here. A million of these things. So let's see. 2, 2, 1. 1, 3, 4. Yeah. I mean, they just approach everybody. And that's, I'm not digging on anybody. They literally do just kind of go out and look at anybody who's doing anything. They follow some trends. They follow people on YouTube and Twitch and Instagram, and they just kind of paper trail it. And the people who do the casting are not the people that run the show. It's a different casting group. So Justin asked if I wanted to do it, and I said sure. So we did. He's like, I don't think we're gonna get picked, but it'd be fun to go through the process. And I'm like, subconsciously, I don't mean to say this, but I feel like I'm subconsciously like trying to submarine the whole process, because they're like, wear a shirt that pops, and I wore like a blue shirt, and send us a nice head photo, and I just basically took a selfie, and I'm like, I'm not jumping through the hoops. I already did this once. You should still have all my information. So So this is the latest of the, not the latest, this is one of the botanicals that came out, I want to say middle of last year. And I didn't get, maybe it was earlier. So this is the one that I didn't get because at the time I think I got the is it the lilac? Or the, it's not a lilac. What was the other one? It's not an iris. Now I forget. Anyway, lily. Orchid. It was orchid. So I got the orchid and the succulents. And I was like, I can't really get 3 because they're reasonably priced, but they're all, you know, kind of expensive. So I've got the bouquet and the bonsai tree as well. So that's where that's where everything is. Yeah, the orchid is probably one of my favorites. The bouquet is fine, but it doesn't come with its own stand. And that's what I liked about this one. And I also got the daffodils. So if we run short on time or something, I can pop these out. These don't come with their own, so you got to get your own vase or vase or whatever. So there you go. The drink of tonight is Austin East Cider's Passion Fruit Cider. This was a limited release, and it was like from a while ago. I'm going through stuff in the fridge that I'm like, well, this has been in here a while. I'll go ahead and drink that. Not a huge passion fruit cider fan, but they're not bad. Ooh, that's tart. Yes, I think I want to get both of the new ones. I'm really enjoying the wildflowers. I want to get the wildflower, or the botanical series. I want to get both the wildflower and the dried centerpiece. I think both look really fun. I say it looks like a good set to draft or good parts in it, but I'm never going to not use, or I'm never, you know, once it's together, this is going to be one that I'm just going to dust. This is going to be dusting all the time. The centerpiece, what I like about it is it's got those dark orange pumpkins. That's going to be great. So that would be a neat one to draft. Let's see. So yeah, that's what I thought the first time, but what they wanted last time I applied with another friend from our lug, Will, and they didn't want that. They didn't want a quirky builder, right? They want a story. They want something that they can, you know, that's a human interest story, and I get that. I get the need for that. I need to do this 4 more times. I wasn't paying attention. And I feel like, oddly enough, and I'm going to have to get okay from the rest of my family, but I think the divorce and co-parenting the kids is probably more interesting than anything else that I've got. So, but that, I can't really go into super detail about it because it's not completely my story. It's mine and 2 other people's story. Well, 5 other people's, well, 6 other people's story. So it's not like I can just walk around telling that story if they don't want me to talk about it. But that's what they're looking for. They're looking for something weird. And then they're like, what would be your team name? And Justin and I are like, the Austinites. Like, we really don't have... They're like, what about the theater kids? Because we both like musicals. And just the whole... I get what they're trying to do. It's a process by which they try to make the interview process is one where they try to make it packageable so that when they send it to the producers can look at it and go, okay, these guys could be good. We could do something with these guys. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't want to, you know, they're like, dress this way, but don't, you know, but be yourself. And I made a joke on our email back and forth with Justin. I was like, all right, well, you're going to, you know, coordinate outfits. They said coordinate outfits. And I told him, I was like, all right, well, you're just going to have to coordinate something with my t-shirt collection. And one of the people responded, yeah, don't wear t-shirts. Mostly because it'll have icons and logos and drawings and stuff, and they don't really want to see that. But at the same time, they're like, unless you're going to put a blazer over it. And I went, well, they don't know me at all. I don't even own a blazer. I was like, I have a suit. I have a couple suits, but it's one of those, I wear this for weddings and funerals. So I was like, okay, well, this is going to go well. And I don't mean to like talk bad about it on my stream. This is just what we did last time. It's more of the same. So I'm hopeful, but I'm also like, if I don't get it, I'm okay with that too. So we shall see. Got some of these cool pieces in tan. These 2-plate high grill pieces. If they were just out to get like building skill, there's got to be hundreds of other people who are better at it than I am. So being an average white dude with no real backstory and average building skills, I'm not gonna... Yeah, we just called ourselves the Austinites because I feel like Austin has a connotation of, keep Austin weird. So it's like you think of like Quebec or Portland or... I'm trying to think of other places that are like that, where they're like Santa Fe maybe a little bit, but Santa Fe feels like it's a little dying off more than anything. But like eclectic kind of communities. So we just thought if we left it at that, people would get the idea. Anyway, so that's what's that. This was on Tuesday, I think this was. So just a couple days ago. And I should know probably soon. The bigger news is that we're also doing the Lug. Well, 3 of us from the Lug are participating in the International Lego Day at the Austin Library. And I haven't been to the Austin Library until recently. And it's really nice. Like, it's a great space. I know it's relatively new, few years. But man, they got it going. It's really great. So I'm going to be doing a studio demo, and then another guy is going to be there, and he's going to do a foliage workshop, kind of like we did at... Yeah, I'm all t-shirts, man. And working from home, I've really sort of given up on I'm wearing nice shirts. My nice shirts now they're old, and I don't really wear a whole lot of them anymore, so... Yeah, so we're going to do International Lego Day. We're going to have some stuff to display, a few things. One of the Lug guys, Lasso, is going to be doing a foliage workshop, and they're going to be doing bridge building. And then I'm going to be doing studio in one of the computer lab rooms. And then we're going to bring some models to show. And then there's going to be another group there that's a Lego group. They're called Playwell something or others out of Austin. And they're just going to bring... I think a lot of loose brick for people to kind of play with and stuff. So that'll be fun. So if you're in the Austin area and you're looking for something to do around about the 28th of January, then that's where we'll be. Cool. That's really cool, Johnny. Yeah, I was kind of hoping it was more a display than anything. We can just kind of show up and bring some stuff and then leave it for a day or two. And we'll have some stuff like that, but we'll also have the kind of day of workshop component things going on. But that has been kind of a chore. I didn't realize what went into that. We had to fill out a vendor agreement with the city. And I had to provide a W-9, and I'm like, as an individual, because I'm not a company, but it's easier to do that than to figure out how to incorporate suddenly our nonprofit Lug status. So there's all these forms we had to fill out. They're like, do you guys have insurance? Here's our boilerplate insurance form. And I'm like, what? No? It's a lot. I was like, can't we just show up with some Lego? That's all we really want to do. So if we were just volunteering, it probably wouldn't be a problem, but they offered to pay us. And by us, I mean, the money's going to go into the lug. So that's probably why they need to, we need to fill out forms, and they need to be able to show who they're paying and why. All that fun stuff. Yeah, it's pretty gross. I'm just walking around the house this morning with Beth was still here before she left for her visits. And I'm like, this is so dumb. And she's like, why? And I explained. She's like, there's entirely too much drama in your Lego world for no reason. She's not wrong. So what is everybody else up to? Got some of us have a long weekend coming up. MLK Day is coming up. If you have any plans to celebrate MLK and his legacy, or you just get the day off, or some people don't get the day off. Our 4 friends, me and Beth, and then our 2 friends, I was like, we should do like a marathon movie watching thing. And they're like, oh, we don't have Monday off. I'm like, ah, suckers. I need to clean my room. Too much crap around. Yes. I realized, so I shifted, you can't really tell, but I'm about 2 feet further that way. So I'm a little farther away from the backdrop here. And I had to move the table behind this and the shelves behind this all that way in order to be able to do that. In order to do that, I had to move some stuff that was in front of the shelves, and now it's all kind of scattered around the place. I'm like, oh, I really need to knuckle down on the sorting and organizing. But it's gonna be a problem. I'm at some point gonna have to like buy new things to help store. Like I've just got 3 empty tables right here. They're not doing anybody any good. So I need to buy some shelves so that I can put new storage things in. And then, all the storage containers that go in those shelves. It's the AFL life of sorting and sorting. Forever sorting. So I'm slowly but surely selling off all this, all these architecture sets. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and put a link to that in the chat so you can see what I got so far. Is this? Yeah. So that's my username. That's where all the sets are gonna go. I've already sold a few, and I've made a few hundred already, and that's gonna go towards paying back credit cards and stuff from the holidays. Credit card. It's gonna go back into savings. It's gonna maybe help buy some shelving so I can get a little more organized in here. It'll help trying to get some stuff out of the garage. It'll help to get a lot of the lug stuff is going to be going away because I'm going to be taking that more to meetings. The lug bulk is going to go back to the people. So that should be good. Yeah, that's the thing. If it doesn't sell on eBay, because I feel like eBay is a more public facing thing that more people have access to and more people go to look. I also feel like I can get a little more off eBay than I could Mercari, because there's more viewers, and I think Maybe not as, although you're buying old architecture sets, there's probably going to be a bit of like comparison shopping. But if I don't sell it on eBay, I'll probably just move it to Mercari or Facebook Market or something like that. It does, and I've actually watched a few places on Mercari for some figures. I think I actually got one off there. I got a Shock Trooper off of there. But I probably could buy more off there. I was actually hoping the lug people would want more than they did, so I could just do it locally. And, of course, there's the bricks and minifigs here. I could just bucket it up and take it there, but I kind of would rather have cash for it than trade in. Because I could probably get like $3,000 in trade in for them all, but I don't want to spend all that on Lego. I want to be able to, you know, do other stuff with it. So yeah. Cleaning and organizing my room and closet. Did you get new furniture, or is it just time for a change? Really started sorting for the first time in my life. It's nuts. Well, it doesn't get any easier, and it doesn't ever stop. It's like the mail or the laundry. It's forever. But I do like it. There's a bit of like mindfulness and zen to sorting and organizing that I really appreciate and enjoy. So while it's kind of feels like it's a necessity, it's also doesn't bother me. Oh, that is cool, Scott. I like that. That is something to keep in mind. So something I discovered taking apart, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. It's a Chinese temple that was one of the architecture sets. Higher up one too, like 21041 maybe. Maybe not. But it's when I was taking it apart, it had dark green, and its dark green was brittle, and I didn't know that there was brittle dark green, so that was a little distressing. I pulled off one of the tiles and it just snapped right in half. I was like, what? And then on top of that, it had some dark red under there, like inside the building, to like, for whatever reason they put in like dark red plates in the middle of it where nobody was seeing anything. I was like, oh, of course you did. So that's something I learned today. Yeah, brittle dark brown, I know for sure. Brittle dark red I've dealt with a lot. But yeah, brittle dark green. Something about the I don't know if it was just everything that year, or if it was just those certain colors. Even the gray felt a little weird. Like, not gonna lie, I was trying to take two pieces of gray apart, and it felt weird when I was pulling them apart. So I don't know. All right, so we got 2 rings left, which is great. If you like rings, that's pretty cool. All right. You broke stuff taking apart 2011 advent calendar? Yeah. I bet. All right, here we go again with multiple bags, numbered bags. So we've got a large amount of stuff going on here. Had a coworker send me a picture of the 3-in-1, you can't see it, the 3-in-1 lion that comes with the vulture and the bit of meat or whatever. And he's like, do you want this? I've got it, and I want to get rid of it. I'm like, no. I I have a couple of those. I've drafted a couple of those. I see I've got like 10 of those in the lug loot. Like I don't want it. I just said no to Lego. I said no. Don't want it. So I said take it to Goodwill or something. It absolutely, yeah, I kicked myself. I was like, look, if you don't want to make the effort and you just want to leave it with me one day at work, I'll take it. But just so you know, I don't, you don't think that you have to give me all your Lego. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm so tired of that stupid lion. Like, we get a lot of them in the loot boxes, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just tired of it. Sorting Lego the way you want is super underrated. The cool thing about it is that when you go to build mocks, you know where everything is now, and you can just kind of drift to that area. You don't, and the more you build, the more you know, and the more you sort, the more you know. So you're just like, it's nice to be able to just pick drawers and say these pieces, right? Man, this is a lot of pieces here. I don't know if you guys, I don't think it's changed a whole lot. This room is definitely out of control. I need an intern. Acro Mill's pretty good. The only reason I don't, do you have like the open bins like used for tools like nails and bolts and stuff? Because I've got maybe 10, 15 of those, all kinds of sizes. And the only things I don't like about them, they're inside a cabinet. But if they weren't, they're open top and they collect dust. So you've got parts that are dusty too. I'm definitely only going for closed top or lidded things moving forward. Nice lime colored corner tiles there. I like those. In fact, I should probably trade out. I've got a big stack, like the drawers are like this big, right? Pretty deep. The Sterilite ones that they stack like half a wall high kind of thing. And I wouldn't mind replacing those because the weight on one of them is crushing the front support legs. So the whole thing is leaning, and I'm like, that's not going to be good after a while. I'm terrified I'm going to wake up one morning to this crashing sound and come in here and just Lego all over a hardwood floor. Speaking of, I never heard back from my landlord. Nope. So I texted my landlord today and was like, hey, Happy New Year. Weren't we supposed to get new flooring last year? Is that still happening? What should we be waiting for? I live in constant fear that our landlord is going to sell this house from under us. And just going to be like, you got to pack up. We got one more year on our lease, so at least that's going for us. But I'm hoping that we can maybe buy the house if they were going to sell it. Because I don't really want to move again. At the same time, I'm like, I want to move back to Colorado, or maybe I want to move to Canada. Oh, new tattoos. I got Austin FC. I mean, you can still see, but they're at the flaky, itchy stage. And then Flogging Molly, flaky, itchy stage. So that was my Christmas present from Beth. Next ones are going to be over here, and I think I'm going to get either an Autobot symbol and Tolkien's signature. And on the back side here, to bring these two circles together, I'm going to do a big Colorado avalanche right there. That'll be the next few things. Standard cabinet drawers, cool. Yeah, anything that can close to keep it from getting dusty. That's where you want. That's what you need. So first of the year came and went, which means some of the releases came out. Then we had some releases coming out on the 10th. So did you all get... Oh, wait, this is two things. Did you all get your Chinese New Year parade, or what was it? The weird double diamond display? I don't even know what that's called. And then there was, I think there was one other one. And then if you get so much, you get the rabbit. But it was weird because it was like the release date was the 10th, but then the rabbit gift with purchase wasn't until the 15th or 12th or something. I don't feel like they timed that really well. I think they were worried about like delivery of product on the 10th, and then we're like, yeah, and then we'll do the gift with purchase on the actual Chinese New Year or Lunar New Year. I don't know. I don't work there yet. I haven't ordered yet. Cool. I ordered so I could get my spaceman. And I'm still on my purple spaceman. I'm still on a hunt for a Series 24 space figure. Lug friend and I went out after our meet at the library to look for some. We just dropped by a Target, and they only had like 6-7 bags of Series 24 at all, and it's around the register. So it's like they still have 22 and 23 out. Lots of 23. I saw a few lug people say that they got some at a Walmart in Belton. I'm like, well, I ain't driving to Belton. But I may hit a few Walmarts here in town if I'm driving around and see what I can find. Yeah, I'm just going to keep going to the stores and filling up the bags till I find a spaceman. I only wanted the spaceman and the soccer referee, and they had a soccer referee, so I got that one. But yeah, I just want the spaceman. I mean, they all look cool. Like if I was more into minifigs, this would be kind of a cool year to get it. I really like the aristocrat lady. For some reason, that seems really cool. With like the Duplo dress. You've checked Walmart, Target, and Kohl's. Well, you're in my area, so if they don't have any, doesn't matter if I go out. But I saw you say spaceman, and I went some stores may have got some, or just had to not have the people buy them. I don't know. Yeah, the alien's pretty cool. But again, I'm worried about getting into buying minifigs now. So I'm like, nope, just leave it to the spaceman. I'll save my money. I can get a minifig, or I can also get a coffee on my way to find a minifig. So I'll just remember to do a little bit of saving. There's a newsboy. There's this lady who's doing like pottery, right? She's got like a pot and a cup, and it looks like she's got an apron. Trying to think of the other ones. I think that's it. Were there 12? Well, let's look. Series 24 mini figs. Let's look, shall we? Oh man, come on, DuckDuckGo. See, this is why we don't use you sometimes. Because your search is garbage. Oh, sure, minifigures. If you want to be that way. There's a carrot, a dinosaur. That's a great image. Carrot, dinosaur, alien with a gun, aristocrat with a puppy, soccer goalie, artist person doing pottery, newsy, falconer, like an orc, spaceman, girl with a little child with a rocking chair, and then a, I want to say sports photographer, maybe? Yeah, the rocking horse. I bet the rocking horse is really easy to find in the bag. I'm hoping the spaceman's easy to find in the bag because the walkie-talkie and I think the walkie-talkie has a tile on it. I think there's a tile that snaps onto it, so those are easy to sense. The air tank's not. The baby maybe. So who knows? All right, Scott, take care. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Have a good weekend. There's one. This one was cheating because there's a carrot stem and a slingshot. So it's both these like sticks with a little Y with a little fork in it. I'm like, they're doing that to mess with the people who feel bags. That's gotta be. It's like, that is mean. They're like, you know what we should do? We've got these two parts. All right, so like that. Boom. Okay, I got that so far. It's very, I like that it's heavy and stable because I know it's going to be holding up a lot of weight. So. Okay, this is times 4. Let's see if we can do this times 4. So I think that's it as far as Lego goes. The A-frame, I think the A-frame was released, or the visual, not the released, but the what the A-frame is going to look like. And the A-frame was an idea set that got picked up. It looks okay. It doesn't look like it's too far from the original design. But again, it's not the original design. So it's very dumbed down. And it bums me out seeing those where the original artist does a lot of work to make it a special model. And then Lego goes, yeah, but what if we made it... What if we turned the frame rate down on that and the polygon count on that down a little bit? And just make it look really bad. There's apparently a misprint, and I'm gonna go look at mine, but a misprint on boxes for the Clone Wars set, the 501st Battle Pack. Something to do, and I started reading it. I'm like, oh, Jiminy, I don't care about this. It was posted on the Ambassador Network, and it had to do with like the digital version of the image did not match the physical version of the image, or the physical product. Something to do with like the the inset hole that holds up the sight or the rangefinder on the helmet. It was a misprint of the type of clone it was. Like that clone didn't have that or something. So I posted it in our Discord, and everyone's kind of like, yeah, so. But then a couple other enterprising people are like, so you're saying there's box misprints? Like, can we take advantage of this? And I'm like, I don't know how. Everybody's gonna have it. It's not like there was a European run only or something that didn't get it. I don't know. Seemed kind of dumb. Oh, these are kind of new, actually. I haven't seen these a whole lot. These 1x3 curved slopes, but they're doubled, or 2x3 curved slopes. Those are kind of nice. I think I've seen them in white. Yeah, they're going to be great for spaceships. Like if our resident Blacktron person wants to do some ships, those are going to be nice. Let's see, what else is going on? So in 2 days will be Beth and my's first/second anniversary. Be 2 years since we got married, but our big wedding was last year, which wasn't really a wedding. It was more like a 1-year vow renewal. So we've been married 2 years, but we've been together 9? It'll be 9? Almost 9. We got together in 2014, so it's like 8.5 right now. So that's very cool. And we agreed, because we're going to go to friends. We're going to go for a nice hike on our anniversary, and then we're going to go to friends for dinner. And then I told her, I was like, I don't really, like, this hit kind of, you know, what is the 2-year anniversary? Is it twine? Is it paper? So I told her, I was like, I don't really have anything. I know it's coming up. I haven't gotten anything. She's like, that's fine. And then today I bought her something. And she was like, we said. I was like, don't worry about it. It's like $20. You can buy me a beer later. These are very satisfying pieces. They're just so chunky. And your parents is the 15th. How long they been together? Like, my parents would have been I want to say, because I think their first, no, that's not right. I think their second anniversary was after I was born. That would suck if it was their first. But, yeah, so it would have been 50, I think, this year. Or next year, maybe. Or last year. 40th, not bad. I am not going to be around for a 40th anniversary. And Beth's like, oh, shut up. And I'm like, I'm not. No way I'm making it to 90. This seems like it should have something else on it, except, oh, there's nothing over here. Okay, fair enough. Times 4 again. Put you aside. Get 4 more of these guys. Oh, we're doing this again. Okay, same thing. So if we make it onto Lego Masters, it is a 7-week filming schedule that starts filming, or we would have to be there starting February 27th, which is like pretty close. Like they're gearing up already. And then after we get there, like the filming starts March 6th. So if we were to get it, I would have to figure out how to take 7 weeks off of work. And so it's weird because I have the time. I think I have about 6 weeks vacation, maybe just shy of 6 weeks. So I would have to figure out how to do how to talk to my boss and be like, could I have a week of unpaid vacation, or maybe just work from home or something? Because if I miss out on a week's worth of pay, that's significant to rent and stuff. So I don't know. We'll burn that bridge when we come to it. But Justin was like, I was thinking of putting a pause on my job as it was and maybe trying to get a new one. So that works out, that I can do it then. Yeah, that would work out great. It's like, I am not. And I don't want to get fired over... I wouldn't get fired. I would just be like... I know that some people have taken leaves of absences, or we got a guy who goes for he goes to visit his family in Australia for a month. So it better be a lot of time. I've worked there 18 years. So just straight up longevity. One more. And since we don't go on a ton of vacations, week-long vacations anywhere for the last... and it's mostly because Beth has been changing jobs a lot. You don't get a lot of vacation at new jobs. So we've been taking weekend trips to Colorado or Kentucky or whatever. So I haven't needed to take a whole lot of time off. So it just kind of builds up. Yeah, I could. I think I've got a dumb amount of sick time. It's ridiculous how much because sick time you can hang on to for a little longer. I've got 400 hours of sick time or something. Which I'm glad, but it's also one of those things where if you ever have to use that much sick time, they're going to ask you to take short-term disability or something like that, which kind of negates all that sick time. It's well, in order for me to use this much sick time, I have to get the flu 10 times over the course of the year. I don't know which is better. So knock on wood, I haven't had a need to use that much sick time. It's like insurance. It's I'm building up this thing, so in case something bad happens, I've got this safety net. And then you need to use the safety net, and then you end up going into debt, or you can't afford it anyway, or there's some weird qualification that doesn't allow you to use it, or we have a friend who hurt her knee. 3 days of sick time, 6 weeks of vacation, 4 days sick leave. Yeah. And then I get 2 personal days or something. It all comes out of the same bucket. Since I'm salaried, it really doesn't matter. And knowing my boss, he'd be like, can you check into work like once a night to, you know, to set up user IDs or something? I'd be like, yeah. And I could get away with not actually taking as much time. So whatever. We're not going to get it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And I say this because I didn't get it last time. And nothing about me has changed since then. What was I going to say? Must have not been important. You also could take all that time off and then be out the first round of people. Like you could go on the show and then just be like, and then burn out, you know, not burn out, crash and burn and not do very well and just get like voted off immediately. And then you're like, all right, well, that was my 2 weeks or my 1 week. The universe tracks it as a challenge. You're all going to get it. I mean, I'm never going to get that $1 million payout from that one insurance company that did me wrong back in the 80s. It'll never happen. So, I mean, whatever. No, the universe in general has been very kind to me. Don't have any complaints. I'm here in the middle of the week in my nice warm home building Lego. Got a lovely partner in the other room watching TV on the internet. We've got animals in here who are well fed. And I've got smart kids and good friends. I am not concerned. That's what the universe tracks. It heard me say that, and it's going to be like, well, now you've got cancer. So, which way was this facing? I don't think it matters. Kind of want to keep track of it, though. All right, bag 3. We're slightly ahead of the curve, time-wise. Tell you what, if we get done really early, we'll build the daffodils too. This is where it starts getting a little repetitive if I'm remembering the other. But there's only like, this shouldn't take too long. There's only like 6 of these stems. These are just big pieces. These are great. Like, that's a great piece in that color. It makes me want to maybe, again, I'm going to make a spaceship out of like dark green and dark orange, or dark green and dark tan. This box is going right in the recycle. Ooh, where are y'all going? So y'all excited for Quantum Mania? I don't even see where those pieces go. Ant-Man Quantum Mania coming up February 27th. Or something like that, February 16th maybe. Whenever they make dark green spacemen. There you go. Nah, the spaceman can't be the same color. You gotta do a dark green spaceship for a purple spaceman. That's what's gonna be, that's where it's gonna hit. Or the brown spaceman. It's gotta be slightly different. Or white. Just a general white spaceman in a dark green and, ooh, yeah. That's got some like old school sci-fi vibes to it. Baby spaceship. Have you seen Brad's friend of the channel, his baby spaceships on Instagram. I'm going to pull it up because I think they're fantastic. This is also very funny. Gorgeous weather today to be behind a cold front. Cedar allergies. Let's see. I think it was... Yeah. Come on. What the F? So here you go. Can I make this bigger? Look how cute that is. Look how cute. A baby Galaxy Explorer. Isn't that like the cutest thing ever? And you just want to pinch it. He does some really good stuff. So there's another one. This is like more classic as well. People are going to be clamoring, man, for baby, you know, give us more colors of baby spaceships. It's going to be great. All right, so got all 16 in there. All right, am I looking at the top? All right, so what is this? 16. So the next big building that I'm probably going to do, because I told them I would, is going to be the new Austin Public Library. Because we were talking about what models we were going to bring to the show. And I was like, well, I'll bring my Q2 Stadium. I can't bring the Capitol because it's too big. I can't bring the Tower because it's too tall for the cases they've got. And then one of the people that is working with us was like, you know, it'd be really cool if we started this ahead of time and I knew where they were going. And oh, cool. Good for the follow. That's great. I thank you on his behalf. So I could feel him warming up to the idea of, you know, it'd be really cool is if we had a Lego model of the library. And as soon as they said that, I'm like, I'll build it for you. And they're like, what? I'm like, it's not going to be done by the time this thing rolls around at the end of the month, but I could go ahead and start designing it. I was like, I've done a couple other landmarks and I kind of like doing that. So I don't know what scale I'm going to do or anything. It's just preliminary, but I'm already like, yep, here we go again with the buildings. And I kind of know the scale I want to do it on because they have a garden up on the top floor, which is pretty cool. Are there shorter ones or just these? I think just those. They have a garden up on the roof and it's all native Texas plants and they're very proud of it. And it's cool. I mean, you get dirt up on the top of your building. That's pretty cool. And apparently in the spring and summer, it's a lot more interesting than the winter because there's, you know, nothing really to look at. Everything's kind of dead. Except the succulents or the grasses, they're still kind of kicking. But they have yucca plants up there or whatever they're called, bushes. And, you know, the spiky, I don't have any really close by, the plants that are like that big. And they're just like this, you know, they're just big spiky things. I was like, I can just put a bunch of those up here. And now I know exactly how big the building is going to be because I know where to put those plants. There's like 4 of them. And that's how big that area is going to be, which means the building's going to be this big, which means that, you know, so. And I told him, like, that's how the Lego brain works, is it just looks at it and goes, oh, I'm going to use this piece here, which means this piece gets used here. So we'll see how that goes. That should be fun. And it's a newish building, which means nobody's really done it yet. So that's double good. They had a Studio Ghibli exhibit there because apparently they did a Studio Ghibli something a while ago, and I didn't really know about it because I'm not an Austinite, so I'm not downtown a ton. I should go back to that library though. That's pretty nice. But they had like the remains of the exhibit, and it was just big. It was like a case, and then in it are like these big monoliths with like artwork of the different movies, and it was very cool. And they're like, and there's our Studio Ghibli. I'm like, I know, I saw it. It's amazing. So yeah, maybe on a stream sometime we'll start the Austin Public Library design. See how that goes on stream. Missy, I appreciate you being here, keeping me talking and whatnot. Josh Builds Stuff is posting more videos, and if you haven't watched him, you should. He's a Texas person. He lives really close by here, actually, but he doesn't, and he's done a couple live streams with people, but he does really, his videos are really amazing. His editing quality and his sense of humor and the way he does just general reviews and stuff is really great. He's not part of the lug, and I keep trying to get him involved, but he's like, he's got his own thing, and that's fine. I brought this up for a reason, and of course now I can't remember because I'm old. We were talking about live streaming versus doing like TikTok videos and YouTube videos and whatever else. And whoever, I can't remember who I was talking to, but they're like, yeah, I just hate that you do all this work for like, the video is going to be like 2 minutes and you take like 15 shots and none of them are right. You're smiling weird. You're doing that. And I'm like, that's why I live stream. It's going to, it took you a while to join. I just kept going, you should come by. You should come by. Hey, when are you coming by? Hey, you should join us, And it was worth it. Like, it's good to have new people and it's fun. And you're going to get a bunch of swag out of it from the Lego group. Are you doing TikTok at all, Johnny, or just shorts? Because I'm trying to debate if I want to give up doing TikTok and just do shorts. The difference, because I need to get back into doing the microfighter builds, because I don't have anything else that I would do for content for Lego. Because I don't know. I don't like this. I don't mind. This is conversational. I feel like I could do this. But like making a video of me doing something for like 30 seconds just to be like, hey, look at this box and I made a joke and there's words on screen. I don't see myself doing that. But yeah, if I could just show my hands building something in the light box, that's all. I'm happy doing that. And again, that's like, I don't really care to be noticed as a character when it comes to this kind of stuff, but it's like, but if you like what I'm building, that's cool. I'll take that. I don't know. It's weird like that. It's all about the Lego, man. That's all it is. It's all about the Lego. I'm with you. Yeah, I've got a light box that's, yay big. And I can put my hands in there, and I got a ring light that I can kind of put. So it's a light box, but also a ring light here, so it doesn't cast just a stark shadow straight down. And it works pretty well for, Instagram photos and for doing short. Here, this is how I build this microfighter kind of thing. I should do the ships from Andor because they're out. I still have them at the very least. I just need to find, and it doesn't take that long to do. It takes like 15 minutes to make it. The hardest part is taking the stupid thing apart in the first place. So I need to get back into it. Likewise, need to get back into it. Nice. So I just got these big, a friend of mine had some old lights like this, and I ended up with them. And then another guy from our group was like, I don't want, and he had some more, and he's like, I don't want these anymore. Do you want them for your stream? And I was like, that sounds great. So got these big old diffusers, and then like a month later, my kids got me a ring light tripod thing for my birthday or Father's Day or something. I was like, oh man, I just got these big ring light or these big diffusers. But the ring light turned out to be very helpful for like photos and stuff. So it all shakes out. Start splitting these up so I can make sure not to lose what pieces I still need. Like that. Got one piece. Should be two. I need two of these now. I had a hard enough time editing our podcast. I don't want to sit here and look at myself for 3 hours trying to make a video too. Like, oh, can't stand it. Stop. There's one more. Yeah, I had fun doing our podcast. I couldn't get Beth to want to do it more. Even though it was her idea. You can email her and tell her I said that. Ooh, here's a piece. I was going to say I don't have this piece, but I do have this piece. Everybody has that piece in yellow. It just looked like the edge of this looked funny, like it was flipped up somehow really oddly. Going back through the Marvel Cinematic Universe, watching all the movies, kind of getting ready for Quantumania. Times 6. Okay, well, here we go. This is going to take a bit of doing. So we got this side. And I've gone all through all the phase 1 through 3 movies, and now I am on phase 4, which is the shows for the most part. I think there's 2 movies in there, and went through like WandaVision in one day, because it's one of those where like I love the TV shows that you've seen recently that you're just watching again because you can have them on in the background and you don't really need to pay attention to it. Now I'm almost done with Falcon and Winter Soldier. I think I'm like second to last episode. Then get to Loki, and Loki's the good one. I mean, I liked them all. Like there were parts of Falcon and Winter Soldier I really liked. But I really liked Loki. Like I liked the music, and I liked the concept and the art direction. Tom Hiddleston and Owen Wilson are just a treat to watch. It'll be fun watching Miss Marvel again because I really liked that show. The only ones I haven't been watching are the Spider-Man movies because you have to pay for them. They're not on Disney Plus. And I'm like, surely the first one is not... You'd have to pay for that, but nope. Gotta pay for it. So I don't watch either of those. Or I guess, you know, the three of those. So your auction, Johnny, did you do a whatnot auction, or was it like a physical auction from like a thrift store or a storage unit or something like that? Or was it eBay? I hear auction and half the time I'm thinking of like a collar and, you know, people with paddles and too much money and they're trying to buy some fancy piece of artwork that hides some Illuminati meaning or something, or perhaps a weapon. Entirely too much time on my hands and watching too much TV. Oh, speaking of that kind of thing, did anybody watch the it's a Disney Plus thing, but the new National Treasure show? I don't know anybody who would want to watch that. Like, the kids and moms really liked the movies, but I don't know if they will watch that or not. I should ask them. There's one leaf. Dos leaves. Let's see what else is going on. I'm going to check my phone real quick. I was just checking the hockey score. The Avs and the Blackhawks are playing, and the Avs are not winning against the frickin' Blackhawks, man. The Blackhawks, who are basically at this point in a rebuilding year. I guess the Avs are too, man. They had a month, like late October, early November. They just lost everybody on their team. Everybody got hurt. And they just S'd the bed, so to speak. From that point on, it's been not fun to be a fan. You watch the games and you watch the highlights and the analysis and the scores afterwards, and you're just like, oh God, you guys. This is why we drink. Is there? No, just that. Okay. All right. 6 leaves. And then there's another thing. Goes in there. It's my mom's birthday today. She is 72? Question mark? She doesn't do a whole lot online. She has no Facebook. And will, every time I'm like, oh, well, I'm streaming tonight, but then after that I'll call you or something like that. She's like, no, what do you stream on? And I've only been doing this for like, 3 years. So I'm like, I'm on YouTube, Mom. It's like, oh, okay. I was doing Facebook for a while, so like some people could watch on Facebook because YouTube was too hard, or I don't know. But then like nobody was really watching on Facebook, so I stopped. Because it was costing me like $20 a month to be able to do YouTube and Facebook and Twitch. I was like, that's not worth it. Anyway, I don't know about anybody else's parents, but my mom is very much a card sending, newspaper article clipping person. And anytime she sees anything Lego related, and sometimes like Lord of the Rings related or Star Wars related, she'll clip it out of the newspaper and mail it to me. And I'm like, okay. So we were having a talk today. I called her for her birthday. And I feel real bad because I bought a card like a week ago and it just sat underneath a stack of bills and I did not send it. I'm like, well, crap. So I called her today. I was like, all right, so your card's on the way. I literally bought it a week ago and it just sat on the counter under a stack of mail. Totally forgot I had it. But I'm calling you anyway, so happy birthday. So we were talking. And she's like, yeah, I saw this thing in the newspaper. I thought of you. And I was like, if I find it again, I'll clip it out and send it to you. And I'm like, it's like, Mom, I don't even know if I'm going to read those, So anyway, yeah, it is sweet. All right, so here come your leaves. These are probably going to be too tall for the camera, but I'm going to get them in here anyway. Oh, I hear Beth farting around in there. She's going to go to bed. Is it socially acceptable now? After 9? All right. Whew. So you can't really see, but those are all the leaves. I could raise the camera up a bit, but that would, I don't know. I don't like that when people have it too high and you can't see what's going on the table. So push this over here for now because we still have one bag for the flowers and then we got 2 bags to fill this up with dirt. So the 5th bag is not a real step. It's a dump. So we might be able to do the daffodils too. All right, so get bag 4 up here. I'm trying to get my mom into the habit of like sending links and being like, look at this thing that I found today. Here's a link in an email or a text or something, but I think I may be asking a little too much at this point. It's fine, whatever. I'll read whatever she sends. Meanwhile, my dad is on TikTok, and everything that I post, he puts 3 smiley faces after it. Which is great. It's a reaction. All right, so 2 blue, 5 gray. And they go in this place. I'm digging this funky music. So I'm watching, there's a band called Wolfpack that friends of ours turned us on to a while ago. and they're very accomplished musicians, and they play just all kinds of kind of jazz and fusion and bit of rock and, you know, whatever they kind of want. They're very unique sound. And so they had a song come out today that was titled Romanian Drinking Song. And I don't know what you think of when you hear Romanian Drinking Song, but it was not this. It was more like that song that just played. I was expecting something like Laituma or something that, you know, something a bit maybe folksy or, you know, kind of a repetitive. I don't want to say Ya Ya Ding Dong from whatever, the Song of Fire or whatever the Will Ferrell movie was, but was definitely not what I had imagined. It sounded like I was in a cab in the 70s. That's the kind of like vibe that I would get, like Barney Miller or Taxi or Night Court, that kind of sound. Slap bass and some saxophones and some jazz guitar a bit. And I was like, what is this song? So it was really kind of interesting. But yeah, if you don't know Wolfpack, it's pretty cool. They do some good music. Speaking of Pecs, Willow's season finale was this last week. I think it was their season finale because it sure felt like it. Is anybody still watching Willow, or were you watching it in the first place? I thought it was kind of fun. And I realized as I was watching it, because there's definitely a lack of, for such a big thing, like it's, you know, Willow wasn't always like the huge blockbuster everybody, I don't think anybody thinks that, but the movie at least was a fond memory, and I think did fairly well originally. But the show has had a definite lack of breadth or depth. It all seemed very like one act play. Like they had a cast of maybe, like this should be, you see armies and stuff, right? Castles full of people and, you know, even just lots of extras and whatnot. But I think because COVID hit while they were making the show, they couldn't really have that. So it all felt very kind of, you know, mile wide and inch deep kind of thing. Which means the season finale was kind of like, okay, you know, wasn't bad. But I was kind of like, you know what's missing is like people. It needs more people. Like just random villagers and things. And the last place they go to is called the Immemorial City, and so it's got to be spooky. But then like there were a couple of bad guys in it called the Gales, and they were really super cool characters that like got nothing. You know, they're off screen a lot. You don't see them quite a bit. The main characters and the main kids who were doing all the acting for their characters were fine. It was good. I enjoyed watching it. Warwick Davis is Warwick Davis. The guy who played Borman was really funny. And they had a couple cameos, a couple guest appearances by some longtime favorite 80s actors or current hot actor people. So that was a lot of fun. They kept talking about Val Kilmer, even though Val Kilmer is like not at a point where he can be in anything. But it's all Mad Mardigan this and Mad Mardigan that. Just kind of made me want to go watch the old movie, honestly. But the show was fine. I'm sure COVID took just a chunk out of the production schedule and the number of people involved and how much they could actually get people onto sets, and that must have been a problem. Built up some stems there for the flowers. All right, now I'm building 3 flowers at once, so let's see if we can do this. It says times 3. So, let's see how this rolls, man. Yeah, the movie was great. I wouldn't say it holds up because some of the effects are a little dated, but you know, the humor's fun, the story's fun. The actors all do a great job. It's one of those properties where you're like, if you know, you know. If you watched it as a kid or you have fond memories of it for whatever reason, then it's all good. But if you didn't, it's kind of like, it's hard to get somebody anew to watch something like Willow, because it is very dated. I think John Williams did the music for it, didn't he? It was a Spielberg joint, so I would only assume that he did the music for it. Spielberg produced, or George Lucas produced and wrote. It was a Ron Howard directed. Starring Val Kilmer, the lady who played Sorsha, Warwick Davis. So, Missy, are you suffering from cedar fever at all? This house here is tired of it. Beth literally took the day off of work Tuesday. Just headache and slept all the time and sneezing and ran a fever. I was like, you might have the flu. But the fever wasn't huge and she wasn't nauseated. So we're like, yep, you got cedar fever. I've just been having like low grade headaches and like right in the back of my neck for like, I'm going to say like one more time during that sentence. Oh my good gravy. Look at these 2 pieces in purple. Got a fencing foil and one of these great for small arms and legs and stuff. Handles with the pin holder. Yeah, I've heard it's really bad this year, but I think from what I've heard, it's a different plant this year. It's still like cedar, but it's the juniper cedar and not the something Caesar. Yeah, I heard somewhere on like KXAN or something they're saying it's slightly different, but I don't know. I was not a sufferer until when I first moved here, until like it was about 10 or so years. So like it wasn't recent, but it was not fun when it finally started hitting, because I don't tend to get sick a whole lot. If I do, I get the flu, and it's always right around Thanksgiving, and I'm completely laid out for like 2 weeks. I get the coughs, and it settles in my chest, and then I'm just miserable forever. Again, knock on wood that I don't get sick. And of course, Omicron's got an upswing, and apparently RSV is really bad right now. And we're living in that part of the future that I don't like. Like every time you watch a sci-fi movie and they're talking about some sickness that somebody has, and you're like, ooh, the future. It's like, yeah, but this future sucks. They're all sick. This is dumb. Everything is out to get us. Why can't it leave us alone? The Earth is like, I'm trying to shake you bastards off of me. You're all terrible. You're all terrible people. All you people are terrible people. And there's your flower. One of my favorite George Carlin bits where he's like, save the planet. He's like, the planet is not going anywhere. The planet is gonna be fine. Humanity is effed, but the planet ain't going nowhere. What else? Excited for the new Star Wars game to come out soon. Fallen Order. Jedi Fallen Order. Excited for the new DLC for Horizon to come out. That's in April. It'll be a bit. Still haven't decided if I'm going to pre-order that Callisto Protocol game or if I'm just going to order it when it comes out. Like, I don't think it really matters. I pre-ordered Jedi Fallen Order for some reason. I just got excited and was like, nope, ordering it now. So that'll be fun. That's one of those where I'm going to have to tell Beth, hey, I'm going to disappear for like a week. So say your goodbyes now. It still burns me that Lego never made a Stinger Mantis from the original. No, the original was Fallen Order. What's this new one? Survivor? I think it's Survivor. Yeah, I may have misspoke. The original ship from that, the first game, they never did anything with it. I'm like, you guys are just, you're missing out. We got one battle pack from Battlefront, and that was it. But then we get like this weird number of stuff from, Tales of the Jedi, or not Tales of the Jedi, Knights of the Republic. Like, we got a bunch of stuff from that. Like, one of the most expensive figures out is from Tales of the, or I keep saying that, from Knights of the Republic. Which is weird. And they put out a lot of ships from that. Don't get it. That's what I would do differently if I were, because they always get asked, what would you do differently? I keep forgetting that. So we get surveys from the land. If you worked for Lego, what would be the one thing you'd do? And I'd be like, I should start answering more Star Wars ships. Not more Millennium Falcons, not more Slave Ones, not more ATTEs or LATs. a bigger variety of ships. Stop making the same ones all the time. They make the same ones all the time because little kids who grow up to be 10-year-olds don't have a Millennium Falcon yet. And it's easier to make a new one than it is for a kid to go back and try to find one because it's $300 instead of $100 on the secondary market. I'm like, well, whose fault is that? Maybe you don't make them so scarce all the time. So much drama in Lego. So much drama in Lego. Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you're going to do it, pick at least a new ship to go with it. Like, let's not have another Jedi Starfighter. Do a Millennium Falcon, and then do something from Battlefront. Or do something from another Knights of the Republic. Or something weird from the comic. Or a different game. Or, you know, do something a little unique. You make it Star Wars, you put some clones in there, people will still buy it. It's not like people are not going to buy Lego. Or Star Wars Lego, for that matter. But you really kind of alienate the AFOL community when you're releasing the same... I mean, that conversation comes up all the time. It's another Falcon. I'm not going to buy it. It's another AT-AT. I'm not going to buy it. I already have 3. I've bought 3 over time. There's no reason for me to buy another one. Especially since there's no guarantee that this next one is any better. You know, it might have newer pieces, but that doesn't mean it's a better build. And get off my lawn. And I'll tell you another thing. When we drove to Shelbyville, which was Morganville at the time, and I was wearing the onion on my belt. Did I say that? Because it was the style at the time. Not one of them white onions either. It was one of them big yellow numbers. And we would take the bus, and you had to give the bus driver a nickel. And back then, nickels had bumblebees on them. And you'd say, 3 bees and a penny, please. I forget how the speech goes. It's something like that. Well, all right. This is about done. I got enough time to do a daffodil, I think. These are going to be extra. These are going to go here. Dear Mr. President, there are too many states nowadays. Please eliminate 3. I am not a crackpot. I used to do this thing when I would make mix tapes or mix CDs later, where I would put bits of comedy, like one line, or not bits of comedy, but like lines from movies or TV shows in between each song, as kind of a break or an interruption. And that was one of the ones that I did. Yep, that's all we gotta do. I am not a crackpot. So this says to mix it into one bag. I don't trust... I'll tell you what, I don't trust these little rippy bags. So we're going to put them all in this bag. I learned this lesson the hard way with the bonsai tree. Those little tiles went everywhere. They still go everywhere because it sits by my desk, and every once in a while I get knocked over because I'm reaching for the network cable, or I'm reaching to turn off the docking port, or I'm just moving my coffee funny. The hard part is to get them to go in here without spilling them everywhere. Didn't really matter. Tried so hard. I tried so hard. Come on, man. Just no good way to do this. Guess I didn't learn my lesson. Unbelievable. At this point, I would rather put real dirt in here. And now I've got one by one floating around on the floor. Oh, there it is. For the rest of the time. All right. So, there's your spill count too, yeah. There's your, raise this up a bit. Not too many extra pieces total, like a couple, right? Not a whole lot. But here's your finished product. It's exactly what you would think it would be. The pot's very solid. It doesn't look like it's going to tip over very easily, so that's good. I feel like if you were to pick it up from the bottom, it's good. These are attached with snot builds, so be careful of like holding it a certain way because those will peel off, but for the most part it's very solid. It's got the loose brick in here, so loose plates, so be careful of that. The flowers look great. They're very colorful. These are nice and shiny, these leaves. This is going to be an easy one to dust, so if what you're worried about is dusting this later, it's going to be a lot easier than, say, the succulents or any of the other plants that have like the crown pieces in them that rotate up to make like a thistle or something. Those are really hard to dust, and you're probably going to need compressed air or something. But so yeah, this turned out really good. I'm excited to add it to wherever the other flowers are. Yeah, that's super cool. So we still got a little time. Let's crack open this daffodil. So these are the ones that just came out. Like the Bird of Paradise has been out for a bit. These are the ones that came out January 1st. And I basically, these are like $15 or $20 or something. And I got these to push me over the top to get the Blacktron set. So, I'm not expecting a ton, and they don't come with a stand that you make for it. You have to put them in a vase of some kind. So these may be ones that you can add to another bouquet, like if you have the tulip or a rose or something. I didn't get the other smaller ones before now, so I may go back and see if I can find those or build them myself. And this isn't going to be too much, so I'm just going to use these instructions. But yeah. It's going to be like building a 3-in-1 creator set. Ooh, and look at some cool pieces here. This is what I like about the botanicals, is the color variety it gives you on otherwise pretty boring or long time almost stagnant pieces, but they've colored them in a great way. A lot of Technic pieces in different colors, especially Technic connectors. That's really great to see. But like these shields, just a blank shield in yellow and white, that's really nice. Good for petals. Look at all these like green Technic bits, sand green Technic bits, bright yellow Technic bits. And these are awesome. These are great for like little robot stands if they are a 3-legged robot of some kind. So yeah, I'm not going to have a finished product of this being put in a vase or anything, but hopefully knock this out pretty quick. And of course, the very first part I see, I don't see. Black bars. I don't see any black bars, unless those are supposed to be brown. They're supposed to be brown. They just look black in that instruction. Okay. So let's see, what's going on this weekend? Anniversary, going for hikes. That's not long enough. That's definitely not long enough. Must be seeing that weird. What else? We might be doing, I have to hear back from the rest of the lug, but might be doing or sorting out at least the fake lug thing that we set up for everybody. I could probably just do that myself, but it'd be nice to have some people over to help. Do an Ultra one. So anal retentive about this, and it doesn't need to be. But then it's a nice long weekend, of which nobody but me and my friend group seem to have off, so I will probably sort Lego. I'm disgusting. I looked over an unsorted bin and started sorting. I wouldn't call that disgusting. I would call that productive. We should all be like that. My problem is that I do that when I should be doing other things. Like I'll stop what I'm doing and just be like, nope. Oh, interesting. So these have little holes in them. I didn't know this, if you can see that. They have little holes in them. It's not just a clip that somebody can hold, but there's definitely a hole back there that you can push this little bar through. Oh, too far. It definitely tells you, don't go that far. But you kind of have to shove that in there. That reminds me, Johnny, of there's the Seinfeld where Kramer had picked up pipe smoking or whatever, and his face got all leathery and worn and his teeth got all gross, and Jerry was commenting on it, and Kramer's like, no, look away, I'm hideous. It was pretty funny. Bam, there's one flower. See how easy that was? Oh, I scroll down on here like you can see that. All right, so now we do this. Oh, I gotta do it times 2. Scheisse. Look away, I'm hideous. Never won't crack me up. For some reason, there's been a lot of like, and I react to one, so now it just gives me all of them. When I'm watching TikTok, they'll have like bits and scenes from Seinfeld, and I'm like, yeah, I know, I'm rewatching it too. I can't not watch that show. What was the most recent one I watched? It was the one where Jerry was trying to figure out how to switch from his girlfriend that he's dating to the roommate who he likes better. And so they have the whole thing where they're in, like, it's a planning committee where they're trying to figure out how to come up with, they're organizing you can't be done, can't do it. And they come up with an idea for it. Oh, it's so good. It's so dumb and so good. I'm just going to go ahead and put all these in here. Save some time. I think one of those old sitcoms, I say old, you get to a certain age where I'm like, yeah, that wasn't that long ago, right? When Friends went off the air. Where I'm going to go back and watch some of them again. I just don't know which ones yet. I tried doing Friends once. Like, Friends was not my favorite, but it was like I still watched it when it came out originally. Going back and watching it again is okay, but it's definitely one that kind of shows its age a bit and gets a bit cringy. That's fine, shows age like that. The one that surprised me was how bad it was after a while. And yes, it was. It's just everyday stuff, and that's why. And it was funny because the people on it were genius, and they were good actors, and they were personable, and you wanted to like hang out with them and stuff. The one that was really bad was Cheers. Like, I didn't think it would be, and I went back and watched it. I'm like, first of all, they're all just mean to each other. And they're all just terrible people. Like, they would do anything to get a leg up on somebody, like to the detriment of everything else in the world. And it got kind of hard to watch after a while. I'm like, God, these guys are just awful. But then I went and watched Frasier, and I was like, okay, it's all good. Frasier's my favorite. That's the one I should go back and watch. Good deal on the Seinfeld Lego set last week. Yeah, that's a good set. I liked it. Some good parts. I don't know if I'll keep it together much longer. I've got Central Perk and Seinfeld and Queer Eye, and I don't know how long I'll keep those together. They're fun to kind of have on a shelf, but nobody really sees them where they are. So unless I move them out to the main shelf over here, they're just there for me. But they would have some good figures, and they've got some good pieces in there. We drafted the Queer Eye set the other day, and I got some white profile bricks. I didn't really do well with this draft. I feel like I wasn't paying attention too well. Got some kind of crappy brick, but... All right. Times 4. So let's start. Start really easy. Just ease on it. Back it up. Just backing it up. Just backing it up. Oh, $50. Yeah. You're losing money if you don't get that. All right, so how many? 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, Yeah, even however much the Queer Eye set went down to, it's a pretty good deal. Getting those. Why does that look weird? Huh. I think these are made... That's weird. I don't want to look at it too close because I'll spend the rest of the time looking at them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're running a little over 10, but we'll be done pretty soon. Soon enough. Did you get The Office? I didn't get The Office. The Office felt a good amount of minifigs, if you're into minifigs, and I'm not really. But and I've heard there's a lot of good little Easter eggs in there if you're a fan of the show. But it just felt like the Office itself was a bit boring. Like it didn't felt like there was a lot going on. But I may be wrong. Like if it was really awesome, I will happily eat my words. Yeah, I've never watched The Office either. Oh yeah, I would. You know what? If given the choice between the two, I would probably gone with Bowser. The building techniques on that looked really fun. But yeah, I never watched The Office. I didn't get in with the uncomfortable humor. Like I never watched the original. I mean, I've seen episodes of it and the original British one, but I'm like, it's not my thing, man. But Bowser looked really cool. Oh, speaking of that, what do y'all think of the... have you seen the trailers for the Mario movie? I think a new one just came out. We went to see Wakanda Forever, and we saw a trailer for it, and it looked pretty good. I mean, I'm not going to lie, it looked kind of fun. Alright, so this is flat against that, like that. My son was geeking out like hard. Who's playing Luigi? Because I know Bowser is Jack Black and Mario is Chris Pratt. Couldn't figure out who was doing Luigi though. He seemed fun. My son also watched Sonic. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, it's pretty good. I'm like, okay, what? Oh, man. We could do 7 more of these things? Really? 6 more. Okay, do we have 6 for each? Ugh, this is the part of the builds that I do not like. Okay, I'm one... Am I really going to be one short? Oh, wait, no. Okay, there we go. Yeah, there were... that was a big to-do, wasn't it? I mean, I get what they were going for originally. They're like, it's new. We got to make it, you know, there's a lot of people who aren't going to know what the character is anyway, so let's just kind of make it how we want. And then it came, everyone went, what in the actual F is that? What heinous monstrosity are you doing? Charlie Day, that's right. That makes sense. I thought Charlie Day, and I can never remember the guy who plays him, but the dude from Torchwood. He was a bad guy in Expanse, or not Expanse, Halo. It was Charlie Day and him in Hellboy, but was it the second Hellboy? He was really good in that. He was funny as the crazy little scientist. Okay. Not too far past 10. I am actually excited, and I know this is probably going to be a terrible, terrible movie, but I'm kind of excited for that Dungeons and Dragons movie with Chris Pine. That looks kind of fun. Not gonna lie. It has like a Willow feel to it. Like it's kind of just a good romp, you know. And I'm hoping it doesn't take itself too seriously, because then it would suck. But these are going to be extra. Lego is very happy about, they're very proud of themselves when stuff comes together. They're like, look, it's finished. It used to say click. I think it wants to be open, but like the instructions say to open it. I don't know. I think like that. I think you can probably do whatever you want with it. Yeah, it looks like it might be actually pretty, and I've only played Dungeons and Dragons maybe, like, I think I've only done like 3 campaigns in my whole life. But to be fair, the last campaign I was on took 2 years. So yeah, it wants to be at this like half thing, so whatever. Yeah, it needs to be made by what's that dude that does it's Mark, it's not Mark Mirren, maybe it is Mark Mirren. The guy who does Critical Role, because the Critical Role is, I don't watch a ton of it, but then the cartoon that they made of it is so funny. Like, it was really good. I enjoyed it a lot. Okay, so here's your daffodils. You get 2 colors. You get your whites and your yellows. And you will need a vase with this. I don't know how you would do this because they kind of take up a lot of room up top. And the back of them, the back isn't great. But the front's really good. So if you can figure out a way, if you can make your own vase and maybe stagger these and put some axles in the bottom and do like a little Technic build with a pot on it or something, it would probably work really well. The leaves kind of move independent of the flower, so but they look really good. Worth the $20 or $10, and if you don't want to keep them together, it's kind of worth it getting all this green and then all these shield pieces that are the petals. So that's, I think, pretty worth it. So all right, well, there's your flowers for the evening. Your bird of paradise and some daffodils. And I hope you all have a good rest of your week. Oh yeah, you can totally see this in this camera. Hi, how are you? Have a good rest of your week. Have a good weekend. If I don't see you before then, I don't think I'm going to be posting anything. I'm going to try to get some more TikTok builds of microfighters up. And I think Sunday I might do a design stream again with either another microfighter or more Horizon beasties. So you guys have a good rest of your week. Have a good weekend. And I will talk to you soon. Bye.